Welcome to Using a Vector Part 2. And we're going to take off right where we ended in Part 1. And we were working with our example 2. Now notice we created a vector of integers here. And we created it with 3 elements. We initialized it with 3 elements in our vector named VTC. And we just did a simple console out and we saw the size. We used the size method of VTC and we saw that there were 3 there. Now what if we want to actually add some values to this? Very easily done. VTC 0, these are 0 based arrays, okay, equals 45 if you want to think of them as arrays. And notice 2 are the second position, which is number 1. We'll set that one equal to 52. That'll be good. And then the third position, which is index number 2, we'll set that one equal to 77. Okay, that's all we have to do to assign the values. If we want to go back and reassign 1 to 56, we just say VTC1 equal 56 in the same format as that. Okay, I bumped the mouse, guys. Let me back up. So if we want to change the value of VTC1 here, we just set VTC1 equal to 56 and it'll go change it for us. Okay, no big deal. Now we can do some really cool things with these. The first thing is we can add the values of these together. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste this in so that you don't have to endure me typing it. Okay, but if I paste this in, notice I am going to create an integer called total VTC. Then I'm going to set it equal to, and notice here I'm just going to add these together. All right. Then I'm just going to call a standard console out, and this will be part of example 2, by the way. And we'll see the total of the VTC element. Let's change that to say element values is, and then we'll just put it out there, and we'll just put our variable that we came up with. All right. So let's compile this. Take it just a second now, and then we will jump out to the location. Let me clear this so it looks a little cleaner. Pull it up here so we can see it. And there's our example. Notice in example 2 it contains 3 elements. Total of the elements is 174. And sure enough, if you get out your calculator and you add those 3 together, you will see right here that the total right here, total VTC, is 174. So there is our console out that is creating this line right here. Okay, now that's kind of cool. That gives us a little glimpse at adding that up, but there's another way to do that. Obviously, we've done it in previous videos, and that is we can just loop through this and loop through that vector and get those. And again, I'm going to copy this and then we'll just kind of talk about it here. But let me paste this in. Well, let me copy it first. How about a nice copy and paste course? Would that be good? Maybe I could use that. Okay, so now I'm going to list my elements in VTC using a while loop. Now notice I am going to create a integer called I and set it equal to 0, just initialize it at 0. I'm going to create a integer called tot VTC and initialize it to 0. Okay, and then I'm going to put me a line output that says contents of the vector, and then I'm going to loop through and show them. Now notice what's happening here. While I, which is the index position that I'm going to be searching for in my vector, while it is less than, and notice I just pulled the size. Now I already know the size says that it's 3. Okay, so while it's less than 3, so that will give me 0, 1, and 2, and then it'll stop. So I don't have to do the -1 thing because I'm using a while here. Then I am going to just out to the console put the value VTC I, VTC 0, VTC 1, VTC 2. All right. Then I will increment the value of I by 1, and then we'll loop through and check the value again. And as long as I am less than the size, which is 3, I should be good to go, and it should just list them out. Okay. Very simple example. We'll compile it one more time. Bring up our window. We'll call vector example, and there you go. Notice we've kind of expanded example 2 here, and I'm going to do some little housekeeping here. I'm going to bring this up to here, and then bring my window back up so we can do some checking here. Okay, let me put this up here and then drag it back down. Okay, I had a memory display thing going there. Notice up here I added my 3 values in. Then when I came down here, I totaled them up, and that's what we got right here. Then when I got down here, I said, you know what, let's just loop through and grab those things. And that is exactly what we got. Notice our output here, contents of the VTC vector came right here. Then our loop produced, and we've got an end line here, which kicked every one down to a new line. And remember the 45, 52, 77 we put in earlier? Well, there they are, right? Okay, pretty straightforward. All right, now pretty simple example here, but what I want to do in the next video, and this will be part 3 of using a vector, we're going to start to play with some other things. Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to insert a value to the end very efficiently, and then we'll actually look at how to look at a particular location in a vector, or we'll check the size, we'll do all kinds of things. Okay, so join me in part 3 and we'll go a little deeper with some of this vector functionality stuff.